Welcome back to another episode of Sailing Merriweather. We're back on the boat after some holiday time with our families in Australia. The new engine is in and working. Plus, there's no more leak from the rudder.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, does that mean that we can finally leave this place and become a cruiser family? Stay tuned, guys.
Way out in the yard, and on our backs where the sky was so dark, watching the satellites passing like dust in the air. And speaking of planets and
We're back!
We're back, baby!
We're back, babies! What have we been doing, darling? Why have we been gone so long?
We have been celebrating a little bit of Christmas, a little bit of New Year's, some family time.
A lot of family time. So the babies met most of my family for the very first time down in Australia, so it was a very joyous occasion. We're back on the boat and things are really happening really quickly. I dare to say it that we're looking like we're gonna get going pretty soon, I think. But I don't wanna...
We have said that before, I think. And we're still here.
Hotel California,
Yeah.
hey? So I think I've just about got the rudder post sorted. I've got a bunch of new tools to do that job. The mechanic assures me that the engine is just about 100%. So I'm going to be aligning that very soon. And it just feels like we're ready to go.
Yeah. We've been taking up the jobs and now we're like, hang on. The two major ones are almost complete, which is just feels unreal, really unreal. So yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not waiting for the other shoe to drop, but I am very excited. Not taking anything out in advance, but Thailand, here we come.
The confidence, I like it.
I would be so stoked if we're leaving soon. And yeah, what else? These guys have been growing up and
They're on the verge of walking.
Yeah.
They're close.
Yeah.
They've got lots of little bruises all over their head and face, unfortunately, because they're taking a few tumbles.
Yeah.
But we try to put a little soft helmet on top of them and protect them as much as we can, but,
Oh no.
you know, it's that kind of stage.
Yeah, the parents are freaking out a lot, but I think it's normal. Anyway.
So let's get into this week and tick a few jobs off and get the hell out of here.
Yes.
Rightio, here is our engine back in place. So you can see here I've got my aligning coupling on. I have done the aligning this morning. This should go just in like that. This is the second time I've done this job, so I'm getting pretty good at it. So my next job is to remove the engine mounting bolts, hook it up to my hoist and basically hoist the engine up and back. I take the aligning coupling off and then I put on the Vitus flexible coupling. I will have to heat that coupling up, so I've got to make it really hot so it expands and then it goes over the shaft and then the engine will go back in place. Hopefully I can get this all done today. Also just want to add how frustrating it is to be back in this engine room, back in this marina. Patience is wearing thin, especially with two very, very demanding babies. It's been very difficult with them lately as they start to be able to move around, crawl around. They're standing up, they're hurting themselves a lot, and we're really just trying to get through it with the little amount of sleep that we have. Okay, so I have pulled the engine back. It's hoisted on the block and chain at the moment, and I have put in the key. It's really important to put the key in now, and I'm about to heat up the coupling really hot, and then hopefully it expands and it goes over the shaft quite easily. Alright, I hope that footage came out alright. Basically, I had to heat it up super hot I had a few different places where I put it down. I had to get myself into the engine room and then pick it up again. But it seems to have gone on pretty well, and I'm quite happy with that. I now have to just let it cool down. Then I'm going to put in my little rubber nuts into the flexible coupling, and then put the engine back down and start attaching it all. So yeah, rather seamlessly it's going.
Yeah. Oh, last time we used it like that.
This is how I've been starting it, yeah. Okay, so the engine has fully been aligned now. We started it up. Everything's looking fairly good so far. We're just going to go through the testing procedure over the next day or two and figure out, really just get trust back in the engine. I really just want to be able to trust the engine, and so we're going to motor while we're here on the dock and really push it to its limits and see how far we get with it. I want to leave here and I just want to, like I said, enjoy life. Hey little girl. What are you doing? What's this? What's that big fluffy thing on top of the camera? Hello! 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 Can I have a smile? Hey! She's very... She wants to know what it is. You can't grab it, darling. No, you can't. Oh, you can grab it. Hey there, cute stuff. How you going? Hey! Really? Really? This is brand new information. Thank you for enlightening me. Ocean! Wow, I had no idea. Ear plugged in. Okay, so if you followed our videos, you know that in the past we've had a problem with the stuffing box around the rudder. It's actually been leaking. I thought that I had fixed this problem. I was wrong. This is a ongoing problem which has been very frustrating, and it's one of the last problems that is keeping us to this dock. So basically we have 3 layers of packing. Each should be 8x8 packing, and then there's a nylon nut which goes over the top. We have had a lot of comments saying it should be brass, but the way these boats were made, it's nylon, and we're just going to stick to the way the manufacturer made it. So within the stuffing box there is this thread which the nylon nut screws into, and the top threads on the inside of the stuffing box have kind of been worn away, I believe, over time. So today we have a few new tools to try and help me solve this problem. Tool number 1 is a brand new nylon packing nut from Amel themselves. I got it sent over from France. Yeah, sure, I could get one machined up nearby, but I'd just prefer to get one from the manufacturer, and that way that's one piece of the puzzle covered. And this big pole is the second piece of the puzzle. So I'm having a trouble pushing down my packing properly. So this is basically a big pole which has been machined to a certain diameter, which is going to go over the keel, down onto the packing, and I'm going to be able to hammer it from the very top here, and it's going to allow me to smash down that packing evenly. It's very important that I say evenly, because I've been trying with particular things like long Allen keys and pens, and I've tried a whole bunch of different things, but when I hammer it down, basically some of the packing gets hammered to the right and some of the left goes up, and it's just not even. So this is here, I've got it made up to hammer the packing down evenly, and hopefully we get all that compression and I can actually get this nut down on top. Also, they sent me some packing, some European packing, so I might try and replace the top layer. I don't want to take too many layers out because we're still in the water, and if I take too many layers out, well, we'll start flooding. So you can see here, this is a special type of tape. Basically, when we went to Australia for Christmas, this was leaking quite profusely, and so I got some of the guys to come in and try and stop it leaking, and they did a pretty good job. But once I take this tape off, then we are basically opening ourselves back up to the leak, and we're going to start taking on water again. I've really been dreading taking this tape off because it feels like I'm opening Pandora's box up again, but I mean, it's the last job really that's keeping us to this dock, so it's time to give it a red hot crack and see if we can solve the issue. After the tape had been removed, I went about pulling up the top layer of packing, which was going to be replaced. Gaining access to the second layer of packing, I used my machine pole to hammer down the second layer and compress it quite a lot. Alright, so now we're going to do our packing. So first things first, we want to edge the side off. After greasing the new packing and putting it in place, I hammered the top layer down and managed to get the new packing nut screwed all the way in. At present, oh my goodness, zero leak right now. So I took out the top layer of packing and I was having a lot of leakage, and as soon as I used this big pole to hammer down that middle layer of packing, the leak just stopped. Like, it wasn't leaking under 2 layers of packing. And then I put the third on top and just dry, completely dry. It's looking really good. I got the new nut in and it's locking somewhat tight. If I tighten it right up, it will slip a thread. So I've got it tight to a point, but right now I've got no leak. So I'm happy as Larry right now. This pole was the difference. The ability to get the hammering force over the packing evenly was the difference for me. I mean, I've done this job 3 or 4 times without this, and every time it's leaked. So now that I've got this, oh my goodness, I'm a happy chappy. So, keeping up with, well, let's just say the theme of this unmaintained Super Maramoo, I pulled out an exhaust fan the other day, which looks to be original from 1992, and it was rusted through and through. Did not work at all, and the tubing basically that took the fresh air from outside, went through the fan and to the engine. All the tubing was rusted, fan was rusted, so just had to scrap it, get rid of it. And so today's job, I'm just replacing it. I ordered a fan off the internet, some tubing. I just want to deliver all the cool air to this engine which I can get, and that way if the engine is overheating, which I suspect, I can go to the mechanics and say, look, this engine has cool air, this engine has oil, it has fluids, it has water going through it. I just want to put everything back on them because they rebuilt this engine. So when we leave here, I want to be 100% confident in the engine, and if I'm not, then I want them to fix it. That's what it comes down to. I just want to leave here and just enjoy life. That's been the plan for the last 2 years, and I feel like we're close. So I've installed this tubing over here. So you can see the pipe up there goes to the fresh air upstairs. And this part comes along. This will be screwed to the roof, I think. And then this is our fan. It's also going to sit on the roof. Something like that.
Seems like just yesterday out in the yard, there on our backs where the sky was so dark, watching the satellites passing like dust in the air. And speaking of planets and distance and time, I reached for your hand and you reached for mine, and I knew that wherever you were, I would want to be there. Your eyes seemed to cast a mysterious spell. I felt the uprising, a furious swell while the
Alright,
in the sky.
after getting quite sweaty, everything's wired up and ready to go. I'm just going to go turn the ignition on and hopefully my fan works. Oh yes! Another win in the books, baby. Another win.